Howdy y'all, Jordan here, and the Memorial Cup field is now set. The Ontario Hockey League champions are the London Knights after beating the Oshawa Generals in 5 games. The Western Hockey League champions are the Medicine Hat Tigers after beating the Spokane Chiefs in 5 games. And the Montral Wildcats take the Quebec League championship by beating the Rimouski Oceanic, who are still in the tournament because they're the hosts. They beat Ramuski in 6 games. So now we run down the tournament schedule and see what's going to happen there. All right, here we go. So the tournament begins Friday, May 23rd at 7 p.m. with the W champion Medicine Hat Tigers facing the host Rimouski Oceanic. This is kind of a tone-setting game because both of these teams will have London and Moncton up next in some order, and it'll be hard for them to win another game. So it'll be very important if they want to move on to a playoff round at least to take this one. With Ramuski being the home team and them being a little angry after just missing out of the championship a few days ago, I think they'll be very fired up to win one in front of their fans, and I think that might be the edge they need to beat Medicine Hat, so I'm going to call Ramuski winning that game. Saturday, May 24th at 6 p.m. is the first game for the Ontario Hockey League champion London Knights and the Quebec League champion Moncton Wildcats. They face off against each other, so who has the edge in this one? They're both very dominant teams throughout regular season and playoffs. So it's a hard one to pick, but I think Moncton, they just won the championship in this building a few days ago. I don't have a whole lot to travel. I think they might have gone to Moncton to show off the trophy and whatever, but they did. It's a short trip, and I think they kind of feel at home here, kind of home away from home, I guess. They've played here before. London hasn't. So I think this might be a little bit of an edge to Moncton here, so I'm going to call Moncton to win this game. So the next day, Sunday, May 25th, we have London against Rimouski. So, of course, I have Moncton beating London the previous night, and I think that would fire London up a little bit. I'm going to say Dale Hunter's going to have them we're back here. We don't want to get into a hole. We want to go all the way this time. So I think that loss to Moncton might fire London up, and I think they will beat Rimouski in this one. So I'm going to call London to win on Sunday. The weekend over, Monday, May 26th, is the second game for both the Medicine Hat Tigers and the Moncton Wildcats. Medicine Hat is a good team. They've been a good team all season. I just don't know if they're a complete team as far as the Memorial Cup is concerned. Moncton is a very complete team. They've been dominant pretty much all season. Ramuski kind of gave them a ride in the final series, but Moncton, they're a great team, and I think they have the edge against Medicine Hat, and I think it's going to be an easy one. Unfortunately for Medicine Hat. So I'm going to call Moncton to win this game. Moncton is now 2-0. Medicine Hat is now 0-2. The other two teams are now 1-1. So Tuesday, May 27th, it's Ontario meets the West. London plays Medicine Hat. And I think Medicine Hat is going to have the same problems with London that they have with Moncton. It's just, they're too good. Medicine Hat, I'm not taking anything away from the season they've had. It was a very good season. They should be proud of themselves for winning the West, but, they're running into some very dominant teams here, and London is going to be that again, I think. So I have London beating Medicine Hat. They move up to 2-1, and unfortunately Medicine Hat goes 0-3 and does not win a game in this tournament. And for the final day of the round robin, Wednesday, May 28th, we have the Quebec League Championship rematch, Moncton against Rimouski. So, of course, Moncton won that championship series, Ramuski won a couple of games there, not going to take anything away from them, but, tournament setting, it could be anybody really, but I am going to give Moncton the edge because, this season they've been a very, very dominant team, and, they're champions for a reason. Ramuski, it's hard to pick against them because, especially as a host team who, got as far as they did. They were just a couple of wins away from being the champions themselves, but I can't discount the seasons Moncton had. So Moncton's going to win this game. They're going to move up to 3-0 and go straight to the finals. And Ramuski is going to drop down to 1-2. So Thursday, May 29th, there will be a tiebreaker game if there is a tie for the 4th seed. If there's not a tie for the 4th seed, then obviously the 4th seed is eliminated and they don't play this game, which is what I have in my scenario because I have in my scenario Medicine Hat going 0-3, and unfortunately that does not spark a tiebreaker game. If there was a tiebreaker game, I would expect Medicine Hat and Rimouski to be playing in it. And I think Medicine Hat, if it hadn't been the opening game, I might have picked Medicine Hat in that game. But I just think Rimouski's going to come into the tournament fired up. So I think Medicine Hat could beat Rimouski if that were to happen. And that's what I'd call if that were the case. But unfortunately, in my scenario, I don't have the tiebreaker game happening. So, but if it does happen, it's going to be a good one. In any case, the game on Friday, May 30th is happening, and it is the semifinal between the 2 seed and either the 3 seed or the winner of the tiebreaker. So in my scenario, that would be London against Ramuski. And again, I've talked about, how dominant London is, and as far as host teams go, it's hard to bring myself to pick a host team to beat a team that has won a championship. Even a host team that got as far as they did, like Ramuski did. But these 3 championship teams not only won their championships, but they pretty much breezed through the playoffs. And London is a team that swept 3 times before beating Oshawa in 5 games. So it's tough to pick against London. It was tough for me to pick Moncton against London in that opening game. But so I do think in this scenario, London would win the semi-final game and move on to face Moncton again in the final. And that final would take place on a Sunday, June 1st. Saturday is an off day. So in my scenario, I would have Moncton getting there by being 3-0 and London getting there by winning the semifinals. So we have another matchup between Moncton and London. And, I had Moncton beating London in their first meeting. So I think London will be a little more settled in by now. And I think London might have the edge to beat Moncton. So I did pick Moncton in the first game, but I'm going to pick London to win the championship and bring the trophy back to the OHL. So I am calling the London Knights winning the Memorial Cup, and we'll see what happens. Of course, I've been wrong in these things before. I did pick all my champions this year, so I have been paying attention. But we'll see how it goes. And either way, the cup will be awarded on June 1st. So hope you guys can watch, and it's going to be a great tournament, guys. In any case, let me know in the comments what you think. I've let you know what I think. London Knights, I think, are going to win the Memorial Cup this year. Of course, what do I know? But thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. Check out my reaction channel, Jordan Vision Reactions. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.